Story 1, I cut off all contact with my unfaithful wife after catching her. She fell apart, and now people are pointing fingers at me 7 months back. I learned my wife was involved in an affair with a man in his late 40s. I packed up, left the house, went silent, and started divorce proceedings. 8 years together, gone in an instant. I was 31 when we married, now at 33, while her companion was pushing 50. It all came to light by pure chance. I finished a work trip a day sooner than planned and chose to drive home unannounced to surprise her. On the way, my fuel gauge hit empty, so I pulled off at an exit about 12 miles from our place to refuel. After topping up, I got back on the route home, hitting every light and stop along the way. At one four-way intersection with cars ahead of me, I spotted her vehicle pulling out from a side road and heading the same direction as me. I immediately wondered why she was in that area. We'd talked just hours earlier, and she said nothing about being out. I dialed her number. It rang several times before she picked up, sounding breathless and flustered. She asked what I was up to, claiming she was about to reach out to me. I explained the trip ended early and I was heading home. She sounded pleased and inquired about my arrival time, acting as though she was already at the house. I mentioned 15 minutes. Then I asked where she was driving to. After a brief pause, she claimed she was simply heading to the nearby grocery store. But I could see her car just ahead on the highway, clearly a lie. Right then, I realized she was either being unfaithful or hiding something serious. Why else the deception? Instead of confronting her, I decided to play along and gather more inconsistencies. I suggested meeting at the store and grabbing dinner afterward. She hesitated, but agreed it sounded nice. I mentioned passing a rest area she had just gone by, which must have panicked her. She said she'd wait in the lot, and we hung up. Immediately, she accelerated hard, probably over 90 mph, desperate to beat me there and avoid being seen. When I arrived, she was already parked, fixing her outfit and checking her appearance in a small mirror. She said she needed the restroom. I said I did too, so we both went in. I finished quickly and waited outside. She took another 10-15 minutes. When she finally appeared, I joked about sending a rescue team. She blamed it on needing to use the toilet fully. But I heard the faucet running non-stop, no toilet sounds. She was likely just freshening up after being with him. We shopped, grabbed ready-made food instead of dining out, and headed home. Over the meal, I probed about her day. She claimed it was ordinary work, then straight back. Each falsehood fueled my anger, but I stayed composed. That night, I barely slept, replaying everything while she rested peacefully, seemingly unbothered. The next evening, while she cooked, I inspected her phone, nothing suspicious. I also reviewed our phone and credit records clean. It eased me momentarily, but I knew a clever person could cover tracks well. I kept up the normal routine for another week or so. Then she called saying she'd stay late at the office for monthly closing. I sensed it was false, so I drove to that same neighborhood from before. I circled but saw nothing, then parked at a fast food spot near the main road to watch. Sure enough, around 4:45, she turned onto the street. After waiting 10 minutes, I followed. Her car was in the driveway of a house next to a newer truck. I nearly stormed the door but held back. I was furious. Instead, I snapped photos, went home, and researched the owner. He co-owned a firm that worked with hers, a business client. Public info showed him as 49 or 50, divorced, with grown kids, living there since 2009. When she got home that night, she brought takeout from my favorite spot, smiling brightly and going in for a kiss. I dodged, but she pushed for a real one. No chance after what she'd done. While eating, I mentioned a fake client visit the next day, saying I'd be out late. She grilled me for details, clearly planning another rendezvous. It disgusted me. The following day, I skipped work, went to his place, and there was her car again. I returned home, booked a hotel, packed essentials, and called her. She answered cheerfully, claiming to be in a meeting room on a spreadsheet. I told her I knew everything, where she was, who with, what doing, same as yesterday and the week before. She went silent. I said it was over, I wouldn't be home, threw in some harsh words, and hung up. 20 minutes later, the calls and texts exploded, probably after she rushed back to tell him and scrambled for excuses. Over the next day, she left dozens of voicemails and over 100 messages. First denying, then apologizing profusely, crying hysterically, begging forgiveness. I checked into the hotel, had drinks to calm down, then told our parents everything. They were stunned, thinking our marriage was ideal. I stayed in hotels for months, kept my location secret except for my family, and let lawyers handle contact. Most people, except her inner circle, supported me, but many urged me to meet her for an explanation and in-person apology. Her friends pressured harder, even saying if anything happened to her, it'd be on me. I told them to back off and blocked them. Shockingly, her parents turned against me too, despite our previously warm bond. I refused contact throughout. She fought the divorce, offering anything to stay together. I was finished. She eventually signed, and it finalized last month, clean split. I'm free now. I won't pretend I was unbreakable. 8 years is a lot, many rough nights and emotional lows, but I'm past it. She still believes we'll reunite someday, texting 3-4 times weekly about her life, how she misses me and her regrets. I haven't blocked her. Part of me likes hearing about her pain and how great I supposedly am. As for her partner, my lawyer is coordinating with his on something. That's all I'll say. She insists he meant nothing and she's cut ties. Doesn't matter anymore. I share this for others in similar pain. You're not alone, and many come out stronger. Top comments paraphrased. A woman, you're still reading her messages but won't meet her. Sounds like you're deliberately hurting her mentally. Yes, she messed up badly, but she's human too. She shares her own college breakup story where the guy ghosted her forever after a single date. A man, do what's right for you, ignore the noise. If you're set on no reconciliation, skip the meeting. I wish I'd handled my own divorce like you did. Another woman, closure is usually for the cheater, not the betrayed. I gave my ex-husband one last talk, regretted it. It only helped him feel better while I felt worse. Story 2, she pushed for an open marriage. A year later, she's desperate to close it. But I've moved on. I married my wife 2 years after college. She was outgoing and popular. I was quieter with a tight circle of friends. She was my first in everything. I thought we had it all. I'd come home to cooked meals and a loving partner. She loved gifts, purses, jewelry, and I happily provided them as my way of showing affection. Our intimate life was satisfying for both. Then one Monday changed it. She ignored me that morning. I figured tiredness, but when I got home, she sat me down for a serious talk. She'd gone on a recent work trip and slept with someone else. My heart sank. I asked if she cheated. She said no, it was different. She explained open relationships were trendy now, and she wanted that freedom again like in college. She still loved me, but would leave if I refused. She'd already started with a coworker as her side partner, claiming it couldn't be undone. Still deeply in love, I agreed to keep her, setting rules. No outsiders at our home, no details shared. I deleted the guy's contact to avoid obsession. The first month was torture, constant worry about her whereabouts and partners. I begged her to skip trips. She accused me of breaking our deal and left anyway. I hoped she'd see my devotion and stop. Instead, she seemed happier than ever. That killed my remaining love. I decided if she could enjoy it, so could I. I went clubbing, hooked up once, but it felt awful. I still cared for her. I vomited afterward and decided not to force it. Instead, I revived gaming, turned the basement into my space, made online friends via Discord, and connected deeply with a woman named Cecilia. I opened up about the pain. She listened without judgment. We met in person and became intimate. Over time, Cecilia helped me detach. I stopped caring about my wife's activities, skipped shared meals, and felt lighter. 7 months in, 1 year mark, my wife wanted another talk. She looked exhausted, dark circles thinner. I asked bluntly what she wanted. She cried, saying her love for me had grown, but she felt me slipping away mentally. I confirmed it. Yes, I was finally happy without my world revolving around her. She cried harder, tried to embrace me. I stepped back. She asked how I could do this. I reminded her she started it. I just followed. I went to game and slept downstairs. Next morning, she cooked a huge breakfast for me, unusual lately. I ate, but told her not to repeat it. Later that weekend, she dressed up for an expensive dinner date. I declined, said she could go with someone else. More tears, she asked if I still loved her. I accidentally said not really.